Hey, what's up guys, it's MugenLord here, and I hope you guys had a great holiday. So today we're going to continue with our normal schedule of content, and I want to discuss Kotaku because Kotaku had apparently uploaded an article on Christmas Day that had ruffled the feathers of everyone in the gaming community and just had to call them out on their sheer ignorance. So before we dive into the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button, the notification bell for more gaming content here on this channel. So we're going to dive into it right now. So apparently what Kotaku is stating is that turn-based RPGs is somehow a dying genre, and that Persona 5 is responsible for reviving a floundering genre such as JRPGs, turn-based games. And that's so far from the truth, and we're going to look at this article and then I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinion on this, because this sounds stupid, especially they're saying back in 2017 that the genre was essentially dead. So let's go. So who is the person that made this article? Jen Glennon. Okay, so it says 6 years ago, the most stylish RPG ever revived a dying genre. Persona 5 breathed new life into a floundering genre back in 2017. So let's see what this person has to say. Now that we enter the final few days of 2023, the year's bumper crop of new games has slowed to a trickle. With long, lazy days looming ahead, it's likely time to cuddle up with one of the biggest, beefiest games in your backlog. And if you're looking for beef, RPGs are the way to go. On December 15th, Atlas announced that Persona 5 crossed a major sales landmark. Get this here. The modern fantasy RPG and its spin-offs have now sold more than 10 million copies worldwide. Nowadays, the Persona series seems like a sure bet, but just a few years ago, it was a niche fascination for a few devoted weebs. If you haven't checked it out already, now's your chance. So they're pretty much putting Persona 5 on a pedestal, saying that it's responsible for pretty much reviving a dead genre or almost dying genre, which is JRPGs, turn-based games, which, as I said before, which sounds really stupid. And the thing they want to highlight the most is its record-breaking 10 million copies sold worldwide. But what other game had released in 2017 that really sold well as well? And that happens to be Dragon Quest 11. Yeah, Dragon Quest 11 sold really well, and it was highly praised for its gameplay mechanics, its storytelling, visual art style, and direction, and it done really well for itself. And not only that, if you want to talk about worldwide sales, Dragon Quest as a series worldwide sold about 88 million copies worldwide, which is a staggering amount above Persona 5. So what is this person talking about? But I digress. So back in 2017, when Persona 5 first debuted outside of Japan, critics and audience had largely soured on turn-based role-playing games, waving them off as dated and passé. And this is the thing that really cracked me up, is because when it comes to some of these gamers out there and a lot of these journalists out there, see, the thing is, we've been so fixated on what's popular today, what's the trend for today. And when we go follow these trends, people start to begin that this is what the gaming industry, especially when something is mainstream, has to offer. And these are the only games or the only genres that these people digest. Yes, JRPGs are starting to go more action-based, but it doesn't necessarily mean that somehow turn-based JRPGs has suddenly just evaporated. It just died. Best believe turn-based RPGs is alive and is doing well for itself. And people need to get out of their bubbles, especially these journalists right here, need to get out of their gaming bubble and actually see what's out there and what JRPGs have to offer, than to just digest whatever's the mainstream that's going on today. So it says the previous year, Final Fantasy 15 ditched menu-driven gameplay for rapid-fire action combat that was flashier and faster than the vulnerable Square Enix series had ever been. And guess what? Final Fantasy 15, in my personal opinion, when it did do that and went to this action route that they did, game was garbage to me. I did not like Final Fantasy 15. I did not like that game at all. So to say that somehow things had gotten better or this was the right direction for Final Fantasy is just, to me, I still just think it's crazy. But everybody have their own taste. But let's continue. It seemed like turn-based RPGs were a thing of the past until Persona 5 has set the world on fire, which is another thing that's so stupid for them to even say. It really doesn't make sense. And I'm not going to go through the whole article because it just gives you the details of what Persona 5 is as a game and the story and stuff like that, just a synopsis. But for them to say that somehow that it set the world on fire and then all of a sudden it had pretty much helped turn-based JRPGs once again, it's just a bold-faced lie. And the thing is that, like I said before, if you're constantly only in your bubble and you're only playing, you know, what the mainstream, you know, is today, then you're going to automatically think that, hey, turn-based RPGs are dead. And they keep forgetting that Pokemon has been a turn-based RPG for I don't know how long. And then we also going to now forget that we have the Legends of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel, and Trails in the Sky, which is another amazing turn-based JRPG that's really been gaining momentum over the years and starting to garner such a die-hard fan base. And I believe eventually that's going to begin to go into the mainstream as well. But to say that somehow that Persona 5 had ignited and had pretty much raised and from turn-based JRPGs from the dead is just so asinine. It's so stupid, and I can't believe they allowed them to post this online. And yes, even the community notes had to correct them, and then they removed the community notes as well because of how stupid that has sound. And then we also want to forget about Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem been a turn-based tactical RPG for a very, very long time and has sold really, really well. Also, we're going to forget Yakuza Like a Dragon, which is also a turn-based. We got so many turn-based RPGs that's coming out in the fold in these next couple of months. Is just ridiculous. And then, as I said before, look at the indie space. Indie space is still doing it, and it's doing really, really well and held to such high acclaim. We're going to forget about Sea of Stars. Sea of Stars at least was even nominated to be in the Game Awards as well, and that was also highly praised for going back to his roots to that 90s era traditional turn-based JRPG kind of game. So it's far from dead. What about Chains of Echoes, another indie RPG that's also turn-based that done really, really well for the genre itself? And the list can go on. And most importantly, especially next year, Yuden Chronicles. I made a video talking about it. That, hey, are we stepping into a new JRPG renaissance? A new golden era for JRPGs because of Yuden Chronicles, a turn-based RPG that is a spiritual successor to the Suikoden series, which also, because of its successful indie campaign launch that done really, really well, it actually put flame under Konami's ass to actually release a remaster of Suikoden 1 and 2, which is also a JRPG turn-based game. So, man, we have so much to look forward to, so much ahead when it comes to the turn-based genre. For them to actually come out and say that the genre is dead is so far from the truth, is so ignorant of them to even state or make such a claim like that. I just makes me wonder why. How is Kotaku still a thing? How is this company still operating? How are they still making money? It just doesn't make sense to me for them to even make such a claim like that and then so bold about it. I'm not sure if they just trolling, they just looking for clicks. I don't know what's going on down there, but I just find it kind of funny for them to even make such a claim and to say such a thing like that. JRPGs, more specifically turn-based RPGs, is going nowhere, and I can't wait to see what the genre is going to do moving forward into 2024 and how they're going to innovate it much more and to pretty much as we head into this new generation of JRPG. So that pretty much wraps up this video. I definitely want to hear your thoughts on this this topic. Do you think JRPGs, turn-based subgenre, do you think that it was a dying genre or it was on its deathbed, especially back in 2017? Or do you think that the genre is flourishing and is doing quite well for itself? Because we can go for days of what turn-based RPGs are out there that are really, really good and has a fan base and a following. But I definitely want to hear your thoughts. Do you like turn-based? What kind of like combat system do you prefer when it comes to your RPGs, or more specifically your JRPGs? Do you like action-based? Do you like turn-based? Do you like real-time? Do you like a hybrid? Do you like tactical? Or it doesn't matter, as long as it's a great JRPG, you don't mind what the battle system is. So definitely let me know in the comment section below. This is MugenLord signing off. I'll see you Game Fiends later. Peace out.